So they have a lot of people outside, but they got a lot in, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. In 19 days, we are going to win the state of Ohio, and we are going to win the White House. And I worked in Ohio, and I love Ohio, I can tell you. Early voting is underway, so make sure you mail in your ballot, and you have to do it quickly and in person. But on November 8th, get there. We're going to do something that has never been done before in this country. Believe me. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a major announcement today. I would like to promise and pledge to all of my voters and supporters and to all of the people of the United States that I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win. All right. Seriously, the debate last night was amazing, and everybody said I won, including every single online poll, and some had it at 90 and close to 90%, so that's pretty cool. The question of voter fraud came up during the debate. We want fairness in the election. This is having nothing to do with me, but having to do with the future of our country. We have to have fairness. John Podesta, Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, was quoted in WikiLeaks as saying, illegal immigrants could vote as long as they have their driver's license. What I'm saying is don't be naive, folks. Don't be naive. One of the big issues that came up last night was the fact that the Clinton campaign has paid people to disrupt violently our rallies and to incite absolute total bedlam. It's so bad, so bad. And you know, I've had occasions where we had rallies and it was so incredibly violent. I said, what's going on over here? These were paid people by the Clinton campaign, and it just came out. And I give a lot of credit to the people that brought this out, believe me. This is criminal behavior that violates centuries of tradition of peaceful democratic elections. A campaign like Clinton's that will incite violence is truly a campaign that will do anything to win. And a candidate like crooked Hillary Clinton, who will lie to Congress, lie to the FBI, destroy 33,000 emails, put her office up for sale, and put our confidential information in the reach of our enemies, is a candidate who is truly capable of anything, including voter fraud. In addition, it was just learned that Hillary Clinton was given the exact questions to a previous debate, word for word, by Donna Brazile. who is now under tremendous pressure to resign from the DNC, as she should be. She should resign. How can a woman do that? That is cheating at the highest level. But I ask you, why shouldn't Hillary Clinton resign from the race? She was given, think of it, she was given these questions. She used these questions, studied the questions, got the perfect answer for the questions, and never said that she did something that was totally wrong and inappropriate. Hence the name Crooked Hillary. Years ago, there was a show called The $64,000 Question. A contestant got the questions in advance, and his life was ruined. They found out about it. Remember? Anybody remember his name? Come on. Van Doren. Very good. You look younger than that. Charles Van Doren. Charles Van Doren was his name. He got the questions, and his life was ruined. But Hillary Clinton got the question. Think of it. Forget Donna Brazile. She should resign. She looked like such a fool last night on television, trying to say, well, she didn't know what was going on. She had no idea. She said, get me out of here. She got the questions. She got the questions. She gave them to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton didn't say, I'd like to announce that a mistake was made and I can't take these questions. I mean, look, how many questions are there, right? Can you imagine if I got the questions? They would call for the reestablishment of the electric chair. Do you agree with it? Right? She got the questions and she didn't report it. She went out there knowing the questions. She didn't report it. That is very dishonest. She's a very dishonest person. This is even bigger because we are going for the presidency of the United States. So this is very important. Hillary Clinton is the most corrupt and dishonest person ever to seek the office of the presidency. So it's in that context that I was asked a question about whether I would agree in advance to concede the results on election night if for some reason we should lose, which we're not going to lose. And that was sort of an unprecedented question. If Al Gore or George Bush had agreed 3 weeks before the election to concede the results and waive their right to a legal challenge or a recount, then there would be no Supreme Court case and no Gore versus Bush or Bush versus Gore. And there have been numerous other cases. In effect, I'm being asked to waive centuries of legal precedent designed to protect the voters. But listen to this. According to Pew, highly respected, there are 24 million voter registrations in the United States that are either invalid or significantly inaccurate. Okay. I think the people in this room understand it more than our leaders. Although maybe our leaders understand more than we think they understand. Listen to this. 1.8 million people are dead, but they're registered to vote. Some of whom vote even though they're dead, which is really a hard thing to do. But it's easy if fraud is involved, right? So you have 1.8 million people who are dead who are registered to vote, and some of them vote. One was a Republican, and after death became a Democrat. It's true. 2.8 million people are registered in more than one state. So you got 2.8 million people. They can vote in Ohio and someplace else. And 14% of non-citizens are registered to vote. And then I hear we have such a beautiful, everything's so wonderful. You understand where I'm coming from, I think, right? Now, I am not a politician, so I can say it like it is. But those are terrible and frightening statistics. America is a constitutional republic with a system of laws. These laws are triggered in the case of fraud or in the event of a recount where it's needed. Of course, I would accept a clear election result, but I would also reserve my right to contest or file a legal challenge in the case of a questionable result. Right? And always, I will follow and abide by all of the rules and traditions of all of the many candidates who have come before me. Always. Bottom line, we're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win so big. We're going to win so big. November 8th, we're going to win. Together, we are going to deliver real change that puts, again, America first. It's going to be America first. Thank you. Boy, do you people have spirit. So early. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to see. All over the country, it's the same. The spirit, it's a movement like they've never seen. The dishonest media, they've never seen anything like it. They've never seen it. They've never seen anything like it. They've never seen anything like it. We are going to renegotiate our terrible trade deals, end illegal immigration, stop the massive inflow of refugees, reduce surging crime, cut taxes and regulation, unleash job-producing energy, American energy, rebuild our military, and take care of our vets. Now, our vets, our great veterans have not been taken care of the way they should be taken care of. That I can tell you. Our vets are treated oftentimes not as well as illegal immigrants, and we're going to change that very fast. Our vets are going to be treated properly and with great respect. That's not happening now. And we are going to repeal and replace Obamacare. Just in case you haven't noticed, rates are going up 60, 70, 80%. Next year's going to be worse. It's a catastrophe, and it's dying anyway. But we're going to repeal it, replace it. You're going to have great health care at a fraction of the cost, okay? Your jobs will come back under a Trump administration. Your jobs are fled. Your incomes will go up under a Trump administration. Your taxes will go way down under a Trump administration. And Hillary Clinton is going to raise your taxes. She's going to raise your taxes. Your companies won't be leaving Ohio under a Trump administration. Right now, our economy isn't growing practically at all. Last quarter, it was only around 1% GDP. People have hardly ever heard of numbers like that. If in China it goes to 7 or 8%, it's like considered a national catastrophe. Here, we're 1%. Isn't everything wonderful? Everything's not wonderful. And if it was wonderful, we wouldn't have packed auditoriums no matter where we go. Believe me. I'm going to get us to 4% growth, and maybe more, and create 25 million jobs for our country over the next 10 years. Many workers are earning less today than they were 18 years ago. They're working harder, they're working longer, but they're making less, and in some cases, they're working 2 and 3 jobs. but still taking home less money. It's ridiculous. They're getting older. They're working harder. And so am I. I'm working harder, and I'm getting older, too. It is harder. Believe me, I'm working harder. Companies like Carrier are firing their workers and moving to Mexico. Ford is moving all of their small car production to Mexico. When I'm president, if a company wants to fire their workers and leave for Mexico or other countries, then we will charge them a 35% tax when they want to ship their products back into the United States. And they won't leave, believe me. Those companies will not leave. If we do that, they will not leave. And you know what? If they do, that'll be fine. We'll make a lot of money. But they're not going to be leaving. And our politicians should have told you this years ago. You would have stopped this horrible onslaught of companies leaving. But two things. Either they're not very smart, or they are smart, but they're controlled by their donors and special interests. Okay? So either way, the people lose. Hillary Clinton has raised countless millions of dollars from big donors who want to ship our jobs to other countries. You know that. You saw that last night. Remember when I said open border, and she open border, I don't want open border, but she turned out she wanted open borders. Boy, that WikiLeaks has done a job on her, hasn't it? And you take a look. She really has a hatred almost for Catholics. She's got a hatred for evangelicals. I mean, what they said about Catholics and evangelicals and so many other things. So many other things. And actually, the one I liked was John Podesta saying that, who's her campaign chairman, saying that Hillary Clinton has bad instincts. She's got bad instincts. I don't want somebody with bad instincts as our president. I'll tell you, if I were Hillary, I'd fire that guy. He's saying so many bad things. Well, Bill said about Obamacare, right? 2 weeks ago. He said, this is the craziest thing I've ever seen. He was right. He suffered that evening, right? He suffered. But this is why I'm proposing a package of ethic reforms to make our government honest once again. It's time to drain the swamp of corruption in Washington, D.C., and we're going to do it. Those reforms include the following: a 5-year ban on executive branch and congressional officials lobbying the government after they leave government service. They're making a fortune. Not going to have it. That's why they make all these sweetheart deals. A lifetime ban on former executive branch officials lobbying on behalf of a foreign government. A ban on foreign lobbyists raising money for American elections. I don't want that. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. Then you wonder, why do we make all these dumb deals and these horrible deals? Friends of mine come up, how could they have made such a stupid deal? They can't be. I said, they are actually smart. But you have to understand, this is the way the system works. Additionally, I'm going to push for a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. It's about time. Not only will we end government corruption, but we will end economic stagnation. My plan for the economy can be summed up in 3 very beautiful words: jobs, jobs, jobs. At the center of what will be a historic jobs plan will be fixing our terrible trade deals, and they are terrible. 47 million Americans are in poverty, and 45 million Americans are right now on food stamps. We have nearly $800 billion annual trade deficit in goods with the world, and the worst so-called recovery since the Great Depression. You know, we hear about a recovery. It's the worst since the Great Depression. Hard to believe. Ohio has lost 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs since NAFTA, and China's entrance into the World Trade Organization, 2 deals done by Bill and backed strongly by crooked Hillary. America has lost, listen to this, 70,000 factories since China joined the WTO. And by the way, try doing business over in China. Not easy, folks, not easy. We're living through the greatest jobs theft in the history of the world. They're stealing our jobs. They're stealing our companies. They're taking our money. We have drugs. We have debt. We have empty factories. That's going to end. That's going to end. So easy. A Trump administration is going to renegotiate NAFTA, the worst ever signed, probably the worst trade deal ever signed in history, stand up to foreign cheating and currency manipulation, and stop the jobs from leaving our country. We're going to stop them. It won't be hard. Won't be hard. In order to help bring our jobs back to Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, all across this great nation, I'm going to undertake a major reorganization of our bureaucracy, which we have to do. Have to do. American trade policy is currently mismanaged by dozens of competing bureaucracies spread across the departments of agriculture, commerce, labor, state, treasury, all of these departments, so many departments. Get that mosquito out of here. Get a little nervous with mosquitoes nowadays, folks. But up here you haven't been hit yet, right? That's what we need, is a nice mosquito bite. Thank you. I love you too. Mosquito bite right smack in the middle of the nose. No, we don't want it. In my administration, all trade policy making will be consolidated into one very important office. We're going to call it the American Desk, and it will be located inside the Department of Commerce. And I'll be checking with those people, because we're not going to lose our companies anymore. It's so complicated. So many different departments have to get involved, and by the time they get involved, they're gone. They've signed with all of these other countries. The mission of the American Desk will be to protect the economic interests of the American worker and the national interests of the United States, because they're hurting our national interests. We owe $20 trillion right now, doubled under Obama, and we haven't done anything. Our roads are bad, our airports are bad, our schools are bad, everything's bad. They're falling down. So we have all this debt we haven't started yet, because we have to fix the infrastructure of our country. It's going to be America first, believe me. As part of our plan to bring back our jobs, we're going to lower our business tax from 35% to 15%. We're also going to rebuild our inner cities. African Americans and Hispanics living in the inner cities are suffering. The violence is unbearable and unbelievable. You walk to the store with your child and you get shot. There's no education, there are no jobs, and there's practically no safety. Nearly 3,500 people have been shot in Chicago since the beginning of the year, since January 1st. 3,500 people. That's worse than what you're reading about over in the Middle East in many cases. Homicides are up nearly 50% in Washington, D.C., and more than 60% in Baltimore. And it's getting worse. To the African American and Hispanic communities who are suffering, I say, what do you have to lose? Vote for Donald Trump. I'm going to fix the inner city. I'm going to fix the inner city. What do you have to lose? Seriously, and I mean it. The inner cities are so bad. They've been run so badly by Democrats for decades and decades and decades, sometimes more than 100 years unbroken. And they get the votes, and they go on their way, and they don't do a thing. So I hope the African Americans, I hope the Hispanics, I hope they're going to vote for Trump. We're going to do something about it. Believe me, big league. We will be a rich nation once again. But to be a rich country, we must also be a safe country. And national security begins at the border. Speaking in secret to a foreign bank, Hillary Clinton said her dream is for totally open trade and open borders. You saw that last night when she tried to lie about it, right? She tried to lie about it. And she came up with something. She was talking about energy. She tried to lie about it. Just like she lied about other things, she tried to lie last night. Remember, she said TPP, which, by the way, is a disaster. It will be a disaster for Ohio. They have no guards, no safeguards. They don't talk about currency manipulation in the agreement. It's thousands of pages long. It's a disaster for Ohio and Pennsylvania and any place that makes anything. It's bad. Hillary's plan includes an open border with the Middle East, meaning generations of radicalism and terrorism spreading and growing within our shores. Just last week, an Iraqi refugee approved for entry by Hillary Clinton's State Department pled guilty to joining ISIS. There are many of them. So let me state this as clearly as I can. If I'm elected President of the United States, I am going to keep radical Islamic terrorists the hell out of our country. We've got enough problems, don't you think? Don't you think we have enough? That'll end up being the great Trojan horse that they'll read about in 200 years, like you read about Trojan horse current. That will be, and we don't want to be a part of that history. We will also stop the crisis of illegal immigration. A Trump administration will secure and defend our borders. And yes, we will build the wall. We need it. And Mexico will pay for the wall. We have the first ever endorsement from our ICE and Border Patrol officers. First time they've ever endorsed a candidate for president. Every year, countless American lives are lost to sanctuary cities. My opponent strongly supports sanctuary cities. I don't think she knows why. Like the ones that got Kate Steinle killed by a 5-time deported criminal illegal immigrant. If I'm elected president, I'm going to cut off federal funding to sanctuary cities. And quickly. And we are going to make sure that our immigration authorities do the job that they're supposed to be doing. And these, in many cases, are great people that are not allowed to do the job. I can tell you, in the case of the Border Patrol and the ICE agents, these are great American people that, frankly, by backing me, they're going to be working much harder. They don't have to stand back. You know the expression? It's called stand back. People just walk right into our country. We are going to save American lives. Either we win this election or we are going to lose this country. To sum up, here are some of the amazing things we're going to be doing for our country starting in 2017. We are going to have the biggest tax cut since Ronald Reagan. We will eliminate every unnecessary job-killing regulation which affects so many of you. We will defend our religious liberty. We will provide school choice to every low-income child in America. And we are going to end Common Core. Education is going to be brought local. We will totally support the men and women of law enforcement. We talked about this last night at the debate. We will save the Second Amendment, which right now is under siege. And I will appoint justices to the United States Supreme Court who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. You have 19 days to make every dream you ever dreamed for your children, for your family, for your country come true. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Our campaign is powered by our love for this country and our love for our fellow citizens. And is there any better place to be than a Trump rally? Or any safer place, too. It's a campaign about rejecting the cynicism and elitism of our failed political establishment, which is doing great harm to everybody, to us. I am going to fight for every citizen of every background from every stretch of this nation. I'm going to fight for every child living in poverty. I'm going to fight for every mom who lost her child to illegal immigration and drugs and gang violence. I'm going to fight for every community whose jobs and factories have been ripped out of our states, like Ohio and Pennsylvania and Florida and so many others. You take a look at New England, you take a look at what's happened. You take a look at New York State, upstate New York, and you see what's going on. We will never, ever, ever let that happen again. We're going to bring them back. I'm going to fight for every person in this country who believes government should serve the people, not the donors and the specialists. And I'm going to fight to bring us all together as Americans. Imagine what our country could accomplish if we started working together as one people, under one God, saluting one American flag. In 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years, you're going to look back at this rally for the rest of your life. We've had a good time, but important things are happening. You're going to remember this day. This is a movement like nobody has seen in this country before. You're going to look back at this election and say, this is by far the most important vote that I've ever cast for anyone at any time. You're going to be so proud of your country again, and hopefully you'll be very, very proud of your president, because he will do a great job. And when we win, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again.